Hey, thank you so much for joining us today. We're really happy to have you, Lara, here to share a little bit more about your experience working with us. So thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely happy to share.
Awesome. So let's get started. I want to ask you if you can tell us a little bit more about who are you and a little bit more about the business that you run.
Yeah, so I'm Laura. I'm one of the founding members of Broadleaf Digital, and we are an agency that specializes on the Amazon Marketplace. We manage brands, we manage their storefronts, their advertising, all of their sales on Amazon.
Awesome. How long have you been in business?
Since 2020, so almost 5 years.
It's
Yeah.
been a while, right? That's great to hear. Let me ask you something. We worked together to find you professionals from Latin America. What was the specific issue or problem that you were struggling with before we start working with you?
We really just needed some support. So, as we're a growing agency, we're bringing on more clients, and you can only manage so much. And so really we were looking for somebody to start managing all of the PPC on the back end of the accounts so that my calendar is cleared up a little bit to do find new clients, to work with clients that we currently have. So that's what we really needed and what we were looking for.
Great. And let me ask you something. When we spoke, I remember, and we present our services, and I guess you have a few questions and doubts. What were those like the main questions to have at that point and make you doubt a little bit?
No, I don't know if I had many doubts. I mean, honest, I can't remember the questions that I had. I don't know if you remember from your conversation. I think for me, the biggest question or what we really needed and what I was worried about was finding somebody who was like comfortable with remote work and was very dependable. Because when you hire remote in general, that's always, you never know, somebody's going to get hired and then just go spend their days not working. So that was, my biggest concern is just finding somebody who is like a good addition to the team, knows what they're doing, and is also responsible with working their hours that they need to work.
Great. And have you worked with remote members in the past?
Yeah, we do. So, well, our whole team is remote, first of all. And then we do also have an employee who is international in the Philippines. So we do have some employees and team members that are kind of all over the place.
Awesome. And can you tell us a little bit more how been that experience working with Sophia now? She's been with your team like for a little bit more than 2 months. How's the experience? How's everything working out?
Sophia is incredible. It's worked really well. So the first few weeks obviously were a little bit slower, just going through training, getting her caught up on everything. So, the first few weeks she wasn't really taking on any projects solo yet. Now she's been working independently on all of the brands. And everything that walked through the interview, like all of her skills on her resume, they've all like really matched up with exactly what we need. And the accounts that she's working on are getting more attention than they could with me when I was like, kind of stretched in all over the place. And so I'm starting to see some really good growth on their advertising campaigns. And she is just so responsible. She's always like filling out our meeting documents that needs to be filled out. And she's, just really good at checking in, and we're really happy with Sophia on the team.
That's great, Laura. It's really encouraging to hear the milestones that Sophia has achieved as an Amazon PPC specialist. And talking a little bit about that, and after learning about like key milestones, I'm interested in hearing from you in what specific way our services as a recruiting agency help you face the strugglings that you were facing back then.
Yeah, so we've done our own recruiting in the past, and it is so time consuming. And so working with you is amazing because I didn't have to do, all of the digging through the resumes, like hundreds of resumes that you can find when you start to put a job posting up. You sent me, I believe, three, and immediately when I saw Sophia's resume, I was like, yes. And we had two interviews with her, and it was done. And she was like, oh, such a good match based on the information that I provided to you, and then the people that you were able to find for me to check out. So just the struggles of how much time it takes to go through the interview process, the initial interview, the screening, was all just carved away, and then you provided me with like the perfect match. And then it was just easy peasy. Like the hiring process was super simple. It just made the whole thing so much easier.
Wow, that's lovely to hear. And finally, I wanted to ask you, what would you tell someone who's thinking about working with us?
Do it. Definitely do it. I think, you guys did such a good job with sourcing candidates, so that worked really well. I feel like you have very reasonable pricing, so it's, sometimes you work with recruiters and it's really expensive or hard to manage, but everything about you guys has been amazing. I love the check-ins that you've done. You are definitely very invested in making sure that it's a good match and that everybody is happy. So I highly recommend.
Awesome. Great. Thank you so much, Laura, for sharing your experience with us. It was very insightful. We really appreciate that, and we're excited to keep this relationship for years to come.
Absolutely, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Laura. Nice speaking with you.
Same. Bye, guys.